today, not only to experience the warm hospitality which makes your country such a special place, but also to be part of this very important gathering of countries of Latin America and the Caribbean on the occasion of this, the third summit of CELAC. I wish to thank the government and people of Costa Rica for their kind welcome and for the excellent arrangements put in place for this meeting. We hope that the outcome of our discussions today would be ample reward for all the hard work done by the government of Costa Rica in its capacity as pro tempore chair. Excellency, the wide range of special declarations which we are adopting today is an indication that while there are several diverging issues of concern, there exists in large part a commonality of interests which unite us as a region. However, while we as a region seek to develop a coordinated approach and joint action with respect to improving the well-being of our people, we must do so taking into account that capabilities and resources vary across our region. One lesson that comes out of the experience of different regions with regionalism is the potential for fostering balanced and equitable development with less developed economies converging with more developed ones. CELAC, in our view, is well placed and offers that opportunity for mutually beneficial exchanges through enhanced South-South cooperation. Another element is to provide a coordinated regional response to shared vulnerabilities, particularly as these relate to food and energy security, transnational crimes, natural disasters, and climate change. Guyana, as a low-lying coastal developing state, together with the small island states in the region, remains very vulnerable to the impact of climate change. Guyana has demonstrated its commitment toward the global response to climate change through the implementation of a low-carbon development strategy which guides the sustainable development of a number of target sectors and projects such as renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and critical supportive infrastructure. Excellency, as a member of the international community, Guyana continues to strive to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. While we are proud of the achievements which we have been able to make, we recognize that there is still more to be done regarding all of our obligations. In this regard, according to the FAO, Guyana is among the 17 nations which have successfully reduced hunger by half and has improved the nutrition of its people. We are pleased that the FAO has recognized our efforts, but our goal is not to halve poverty. We will not rest until every man, woman, and child is free from poverty, utopian as this might sound. Education, including technical and vocational education, has been receiving the largest part of our budget, 14%, and together with other social services, health, housing, and water, and a number of cash safety nets constitute some 30% of our budget. We early recognize that every citizen in our country should become familiar to some extent with IT skills. Whilst the majority of our people were providing adequately for themselves, we estimated that some 90,000 of our 250,000 households would not be able to do so. So with assistance from our friends and through our own efforts, we have already provided 60,000 households with laptops and necessary training. We have been realizing a degree of electrification in every home, installing small PV solar home systems in 13,000 homes in 200 communities spread across our hinterland, about 70% of our country. We are committed to providing these hinterland communities with ICT hubs where they could connect to the internet. As we seek to design a new development framework post-2015, The opportunity is afforded to maintain the welfare of our peoples at the center of national and international efforts. Guyana has been consistently advocating for a new global human order as a guide. The initiative of a new global human order is fundamentally concerned with the promotion of equitable and inclusive improvements in human well-being and establishing a cooperative and integrated global approach to achieving this in a fair and balanced manner. The General Assembly of the United Nations adopted last December a further resolution on the role of the UN in promoting a new global human order, which, inter alia, requests the Secretary General to submit to the General Assembly at its 71st session a report on the implementation of the present resolution, highlighting the effects of the United Nations system to reduce inequality and promote human development globally, in particular in the context of the post-2015 development agenda. We must also ensure that we address the means of their implementation. It is no secret that the MDG which received the least attention is MDG 8, which required the development of a global partnership for development. According to an CELAC study, the countries in our region have made remarkable economic and social progress in the first decade of the 21st century, but much work remains to ensure that the economic and social progress of the last decade continues and expands. We need to deepen our focus on greater collaboration based on mutual respect and understanding, not only within the region, but in the rest of the world. The government of Guyana is therefore encouraged by the decision taken by President Obama to normalize diplomatic and economic ties with the Republic of Cuba. We view this as a progressive step towards the development of constructive relations between the two countries, which can only redound not only to their benefit, but to the hemisphere as a whole. I wish to reiterate that the government of Guyana will continue to stand in solidarity with the government and people of Cuba in pursuit of the removal of the blockade, even as we salute the nation of Cuba for their unwavering stand against this unjust policy. Mr. President, Excellencies, through CELAC, the countries of Latin America and the Caribbean have the opportunity to move with practical steps towards the integration of the region. I believe that we should optimize our resources to achieve this objective and to ensure that we set targets that are implementable and that would allow us to sustain the momentum that we have gained since the creation of this important mechanism. In closing, I wish to convey my government's support to the President and government of Ecuador in the successful execution of the mandate as the next pro tempore chair of CELAC. I thank you. I think I got my...
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Now I turn the floor to Her Excellency, Madam Portia Simpson Miller, Prime Minister